Hello, everybody. If you can't tell, I'm quite disappointed because I went ahead and recorded a video and my mic was not on. Um, because my recording software, as much as I love it, it also loves to change my microphone away from my Yeti here. So, oh. And what's really crazy is I started that video talking about how today has been an absolute disaster. I almost didn't record the first video. And now I have to record a second one because that one had zero audio. I already deleted it off my channel. Um oh man. Mm, this has been an absolute disaster of a day. It really really has. Um but we keep moving forward, Whew. So I'm gonna try and recap. It's gonna be a little bit shorter video, mostly because it's late, um, and I need to go back on the main account because I gotta finish my dailies on there and then get started on the fusion runs I need to do tonight for the fragment event because I did want to go for this fragment event. Not that I think it's a good champion or anything, but I like on my main account I like to go for these events and save them for Clan v Clans and things like that. So. Whew. Okay. Well, um, truth be told, we didn't talk about much on the previous video. I did do a little bit of Clan v Clan. Mostly, what I talked about was trying to promote um, the question block series a little bit further. So, question block actually gets a lot fewer viewers than the free to play series, but to be fair, the question block is really free to play centric. It may not be specifically free to play, but it does talk about a lot of the concepts behind free to play and about how to build champions. Now, a little teaser for the episode coming out this weekend. I did have one of my comments, a uh, a member of the community has a Leorius to Proud, and they're not getting the kind of damage they would expect to get out of a Leorius to Proud. So I do think we're going to discuss that, but also talk about potential shortfalls that you may come across in in causing your champions to struggle a little bit. So some examples of that might be masteries. So, for example, I talked about Sun Wukong, his masteries. He is not correctly mastered for PvP because we're rocking War Master. I would much rather this be Helm Smasher for PvP, but for right now, he's putting out so much damage on Clan Boss that I really don't want to replace him. It's possible that Ultimate Death Knight could out damage while also bringing shields to the team and helping us gain some more longevity out of the run. So it is possible UDK could make a difference there. Um, but I'm afraid to tinker with my clan boss team right now because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I don't want to risk like falling out of Nightmare and then having to go back. But I did say that let's get to the other important thing out of the way. 70% of you have voted that you want to see me do live streaming. So, and that won't necessarily be raid content, but I do want to stream and play maybe some other games on stream with you guys. Um, but as far as what I want to do in particular is I want to rebuild Kale. I literally just had to check and make sure my mic was on again because I'm having a panic attack about it. I want to make sure that I want to rebuild Kale. We've been talking about it for I've been talking about it for many days now on the channel, and I keep on just not getting around to it. I'd like to rebuild Kale on a stream so that way we can interact and you guys could see, because it's a lengthy process. It's not something I can whittle down into a 15 or 30-minute video. So I would like to be able to do this on stream and you guys can see my thought process and you know why I go with the gear I go with and how I achieve the crit rate I want, how I get the crit damage I want, the speeds I want, all of that, and still also maintain the accuracy that I want for him. So I'd really like to do that on a live stream. So I specifically said the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which is the 22nd of November. And the reason that I said that was because I'm off that day. And I wonder if a lot of you may also have that time off because, you know, not everybody, but a big majority sometimes tend to get that whole week off in some scenarios, right? So it was just a thought that I had. It's completely fine if, you know, if you guys, there's a poll on my community channel. If you guys vote and say, nope, not interested, don't care about it, I'm not going to worry about it, but I do want your feedback on that. And then I went into, after talking about that, I went into talking about the question block series and trying to get more eyeballs on that series because it's a series that I'm very excited about and I really enjoy making it. I'm probably going to make it regardless of the view count, but there is significantly fewer views than the free-to-play series. You know, and I can understand that. They're much longer videos too. I'm sure if you're like me, you look at a video and you're like, "Oh, an hour? I don't know that I'm gonna listen to that guy talk for an hour, right?" But I'm gonna try and bring the length of them down and maybe carry over questions. So like I'll say I'm gonna go through 5 questions, and then if I only get, you know, at the half hour mark, if I only got through 2 of them, then they get pushed to the next one, or maybe I make 2 a week or something like that. We get, you know, I'll get it figured out. But I'm very excited to address that Leorius question because I do think that I think it's a common issue that the word I want to use is plagues. I think it's a common issue that plagues raid players because the game is very overwhelming when you start. I have a friend who plays this game very, very actively, and he's very, very new. And today I went up to him and I said, you know, oh, hey, have you been doing the Fusion warm-up event? He's like, what's that? And I went and I showed it to him on his device, and he had all of this completed, but he hadn't collected any of it yet. And so just because he plays the game so much, he managed to gain the 15 points per day and was able to collect all these rewards. But it was so interesting to me how easy it is to overlook things that are going on in this game. And so I want to be able to, you know, keep you guys informed and you know, help work toward, you know, just I don't know. I want to be able to help people understand the game better because it's very common. You know, in my previous video, I was doing a lot of arena, and it's very common to come across teams that you should probably beat or probably lose to and get beat because they probably don't have the right builds on some champions. So I don't know what's going to happen on this one. I've not done this one yet. I haven't fought this team yet. If Kale goes here, that's a big... Yeah, that's... I mean, we just won. We got to burn down the UDK, so it's going to take a little while. But if we look at the composition... And if we look at this idea, a lot of people that play Raid have this idea of throw legendaries at it. You know? Oh, there's a video. That video said that Rio Bone Spear is really, really good. So I'm just going to throw some gear on her and put her in the arena and I'm going to win. And it's not always the case. I mean, you can see here the team that I'm using consists of one legendary, two epics, and a rare. And I mean, really kind of dominated a team that was all legendaries. Now, obviously, I have a team built in a singular direction, and that's very beneficial to me in general. Um, And then there's teams like this that would actually absolutely smoke me. This team is going to crush me because, they have a Krisk and a Terras, but they're also probably tuned the right way. So you'll see that they landed the decreased defense and they gave themselves increased attack and turn meter to go before me. So I know I was going to get smoked by that team. Um, and so, it's just there's I'm gonna make up for that loss. But yeah, it's very very easy to see a video that says Leorius is in the top 5 for PvP nukers, and then you go try to use him in PvP, and he, just boop. That's what instead of the boom, you get a little boop, and you're like, I don't understand. Um, and sometimes there's a lot of reasons why that could happen, and I do think a big part of it's gonna come down to how information is presented and explained in this game, and it's really really easy. I got to tell you, from my perspective too, as much as I actively try in every video to think about the stuff that you might not know as my viewer. And not just you, but it sounds negative when I say it, but the term I like to use is the least common denominator, meaning that who's the person watching my channel that knows the least about this game and has respectfully the most difficult time understanding it. And I'm not dogging on that person. I'm not trying to insult that person. I'm saying that out one of that of the X number of viewers that I have on my channel, there is somebody that needs more help than anybody else. And that's just a fact. That doesn't mean that there's anything negative about them. That's just a fact that there is somebody that does not understand this game at the level that other people do. And I want to be able to get through to them and say, these are the things that you need to think about. But it's more than just telling people what to do. I don't want to just tell you guys, get Kale first, get Deacon first, get Eric, I don't want to tell you guys what to do. I want to educate and say, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I think that the question block series gives me a better grasp on what you guys don't know, and then I can address it. And likewise, there's stuff that I don't know. So in that video, I'm remembering my video as I'm talking. I'm very saddened to hear that I don't think we're going to get a 2x event. Now, I did research this today. According to Reddit, they used to be I say used to be. They're supposed to be every 2 weeks. And they went in the order of ASV. So Ancient Sacred Void is the order that they would go in. Now we have this progressive chance event coming up where you can get potentially a 25% or 25 times chance of getting specific champions, but there's no 2x events going alongside that. So that leads me to believe there is no 2X event coming up this week. And I'm very saddened to hear that because I'm telling you guys, every time I look at that screen, I'm looking to see that my my mic is still working. I'm very saddened to hear that because I was very much looking forward to being able to get some new polls on the channel. And then I commented on that briefly as well to say that it's nothing against Husk. I think Husk is a great champion. I think I have the gear for him. I think that I will be able to make good use out of him for Hydra. But I don't know that I'm going to be able to make that same use for him elsewhere in the game. And while Hydra is something that I'm doing, it's not a priority for me. I would be much more inclined to pull shards and potentially get a cold heart, um, or some other more powerful epics, or even a legendary, that could potentially change the game. And so I wanted to kind of stretch that out, but I don't know that I can keep doing that. Um, and so it may just mean that I need to go ahead and build the husk, um, and just accept the fact that there isn't an opportunity for me to pull champions again. So that was pretty much the gist of my video that I had previously made. But man, this day, I mean, I started that video off just talking about how this has been probably one of the, tougher days. I'm not gonna say worst or anything like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, this is the worst day of my life," and it's like, well, I know that for a fact I've had worse days than today, but today was, I mean, from the jump, from the moment I got out of bed, I was unhappy, and then it continued, and then things continued on top of it to make it worse, culminating in me recording an entire video, uploading it to YouTube, only to find out that I had zero audio on the video. I mean, oh. So, um, gonna end it there. I think I talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for your support. It really does mean the world to me. So, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a video, go get some sleep, and hopefully we'll have a better time tomorrow and can make some nice content. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.